Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to start by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and paying my respects to their elders past and present. Now, I'd like for you to imagine a future in which energy gets cheaper over time whilst getting cleaner and more reliable. This is probably something we can all get behind, likely some of the reasons we're all here, right? But is this a utopian vision? We'd like to share 3 evidence points, things that we're seeing in the community that suggest this vision is becoming a reality. Now, you're probably across the statistics. 1.6 million Australian consumers, 16% of the population, have already gone ahead and invested in rooftop solar. To put that in perspective, that's more capacity than all of the Snowy Hydro scheme combined. We're talking a huge amount of capacity here. And recent research shows that 70% of those are looking to install a battery soon. So it's no surprise then that it's forecasted that in only the next 23 years, 36% of Australia's capacity is going to be in the form of solar and batteries in people's homes or behind the meter. So more than a third of Australia's capacity contributed to by our communities. So that's the first evidence point we'd like to share. Another is microgrids. Now, what's interesting about microgrids is that they promise higher levels of distributed energy resources, lower cost and greater resilience. But what's more, grid-tied microgrids allow communities to operate their own grids. And we're seeing interest from new estate developers in precinct-level utility management and grid supply. But it's not restricted to new build. Initiatives in New South Wales and Victoria, like in Tyalgum and Newstead, are investigating ways of operating their own grids as community-led microgrids. So there's strong momentum in this direction, not just here, but internationally. Which is why the International Energy Agency forecasts that out to 2030, 45% of new electricity connections are going to be in the form of mini and microgrids. And that's because microgrids have application in both emerging economies and in mature energy markets. Now, the third evidence point we'd like to share is the emergence of innovative business models, many of which are in this room, and there's too many to mention. But initiatives such as Energy Locals and Innova are offering community-led retail models, which effectively provide communities with the tools to be able to retain the value of electricity retail within their community. And the shift that these retail models facilitate is critical as we transition to a cleaner distributed energy future. And I'll touch on another innovative model, local energy trading, in just a moment. But whichever models end up prevailing in this low-cost, clean and high-reliability future, one thing is for certain. Distributed energy resources are coming, if not already here. So that's all well and good, but what's the catch? Are there any issues with this future that we're painting a picture of? Well, what about those who can't become prosumers? Prosumers being those who both produce and consume energy. And it might be because of the cost, or because they live in an apartment, or they rent. Those consumers still need supply, so we certainly still require the grid. And we can't have them paying for a more expensive grid as others install distributed energy resources. So how can they share in and contribute to our clean distributed energy future? And there are technical challenges with managing high levels of distributed energy resources on the grid, which is why new solutions are emerging, some of which you'll hear about in just the next 20 minutes, in managing high levels of distributed energy resources on the grid. But many of these, and many of them that are available through conventional means, are through direct utility control. And there are even new Australian standards currently in draft form that allow direct control, to provide network operators the ability to essentially reach in behind the meter and control a consumer's device, whether it be a battery or other controllable devices. So how might the people who are investing in distributed energy resources be able to retain control of their assets whilst contributing to a more equitable energy system? We think that local energy trading is the most effective method of equitably sharing the benefits of distributed energy resources. Local energy trading enables people who have solar and batteries to sell their energy to others in their communities. But one of the benefits of platforms like Nexergy's is that distributed energy resources are orchestrated to best manage the requirements of the grid, resulting in lower network operation costs and greater resilience. And this is critical to provide the control required for hosting higher levels of distributed energy resources on microgrids, but in a customer-friendly way, ensuring that the benefits of distributed energy resources remain within our communities. Thank you.